Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today our topic of discussion is about teacher education system in our country. See, education reforms are very necessary, but we need to see what is the status of our learning institutions, what is the status of quality of teachers in our country. So we'll try to discuss this. For my video updates and queries, you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. Now see what is the relevance of this topic in your exams, not much from the prelims point of view, but yes from the examination subjective level. So paper 2, like in UPSC and for other government exams at subjective level, you should know what are the needs to reform the teacher education system. See, it's not just an education system, it is a teacher education system. The selection of teacher here matters. So see, our education system, teacher education system must be aligned with global standards. Whatever the global standards are, we should try to comply with those. Before going forward, let me tell you, if you're watching our channel and you have not subscribed to it, you can just subscribe it and hit the like button. Hit the bell icon especially because so that you do not miss any important videos. Okay, now we'll come to the topic. See, there is learning crisis and teacher vacancies in our country. Teacher education as a status check on schooling education is very important. As comparable to the role of thermometer in diagnosing fever, there should be an assessment of the quality of teacher. How would you assess the quality of teacher in the education system? So there should be a status check on the schooling system. So teachers, you know why? Because they remain at the heart of the issue and translate schooling into learning. This is a critical challenge. So we need to understand the gravity of learning crisis here. Because yes, there is a learning crisis, and how it is evident? Just see, almost half of the children in grade 5 in rural India, they cannot solve a simple 2-digit subtraction problem. So this is a learning crisis. And while 67% of children in 8th grade in public school, that means the government schools, they score less than 50% in competency-based assessments in mathematics. So this is again a learning crisis. So the reasons are many. One is like teacher vacancies. Teacher vacancies because India is dealing with a scenario of significant teacher vacancies which are to the tune of almost 60 to 70% in some of the states. And in fact, there are over 1 lakh single teacher schools present across the country. Like there are small schools in the rural India which are working only on the shoulders of single students. But you know what? There are excess of teachers which are produced by TEIs. TEIs are your teacher education institutes. And in India, there are around 17,000 odd teacher education institutes that are responsible for preparing teachers through programs such as your BA, DIED, right? This is Bachelor of Education and then Diploma in Elementary Education. Now around 19 lakh teachers every year are produced. That means taking their sanctioned intake into account at full operation, these TIs, they produce around 19 lakh freshly trained teachers every year as against the estimated annual requirement is 3 lakh teacher. So every year our country needs 3 lakh teacher and we are producing 19 lakh. Still there are vacancies. So to put things in perspective, currently there are about 94 lakh teachers across all schools in India, and every year the teacher education system could therefore be producing 1/5 of the total number of school teachers. So here the quality aspect of the teachers come into the role, that there is poor quality of teachers. Not only are these education institutes generating a surplus supply of teachers, but they are also producing very poor quality teachers. Pass percentage in eligibility test is even below 25%. So besides it being reflected in the dismal state of learning across schools, the pass percentage of central teacher eligibility test that stipulate eligibility for appointments as teachers has not exceeded 25% in the recent years. So this begs a pertinent question. How did we get here? How did it happen in our country? So yes, there are certain reasons for such problems. Our answers lie in the inadequacy of, firstly, planning. Planning is not proper. Secondly, there is lack of regulation. Third is there are no specific policies, not good policies. And fourth is organizational structures. Okay, so all of these, there is inadequacy. The role and the issue of NCTE, that is the National Council for Teacher Education, and its 4 regional committee, North, South, East, West, they established by statute are responsible for teacher education in India. But one problem with them is they are toothless, they are powerless, toothless in terms of powers. So the Act assigns disproportionate power to the regional committees which grant program affiliation, while the council has been rendered toothless. Next is there is proliferation of substandard teaching education institutes. So perverted incentives and widespread corruption and commercialization, they have resulted in massive proliferation of substandard teaching education institutes. In fact, while most of these TIs are financially unviable, some actually function out of very tiny rooms with duplicate addresses, and a few could even be selling degrees at a fixed price. So there is no system to ensure the entry of meritorious people. So these institutes, they function in isolation from rest of the higher education system, and there is no system to assess and accredit them. Consequently, there is no system sieve to ensure that the entry of only motivated and meritorious individuals into teacher education space. And there is disparity, regional spread of these teaching education institutes. A more granular look reveals disparities across various regions and programs. See, 1/3 in UP, that means almost 1/3 of the teaching education institutes are concentrated in Uttar Pradesh. In fact, Ghazipur, the district of UP with a population of around 1 lakh, has a whopping 300 teaching education institutes. So approximately half of the total these institutes are in the northern region of Rajasthan, with Rajasthan having the second largest. So after UP, Rajasthan stands at number 2 with having maximum number of these teacher education institutes. So here what we can see, there is a problem of poor planning. While there are about 17 recognized teacher education programs, a majority of these institutes offer only B.Ed and D.I.Ed programs. So this reinforces the point of poor planning, as the country is actually facing shortage of subject teachers in secondary schools and teacher educators for whom a Master of Education M.Ed degree is requisite, offered in less than 10% of these institutes. Right. So moreover, what is the problem here? That there is outdated curriculum. Whatever they are teaching there, that is totally outdated. Adding to the mix of challenges is an outdated teacher preparation and regulation of multiple agencies. So on the governance front, multiple agencies are oversight on teacher education. You should make some specific agency who can look after this. So what is the way forward? See, I have written a few. For example, you need to collect the credible data. Although they are collecting data, but still, there are a lot of discrepancies. Any reform initiative must be built on credible data. No data is still now available. So to date, there is no accurate real-time database of number and details of teacher education institutes, students enrolled and programs offered. Then how the data can be helpful? See, such data could be used to create a comprehensive plan for the sector. So it can devise the optimal number of these institutes, their regional spread and program-wise intake. So one cannot but underscore the significance of proper planning. So teachers will ultimately conquer. You need to develop the system of assessment and accreditation. That is important, because an accurate system of assessment and accreditation must be developed to ensure high quality teacher education. For example, you have NAC, right? National Accreditation and Assessment Council, which is responsible for quality standards in higher education. They have only covered 30% of institutes since establishment back in 1994. So given the extensive landscape of the teacher education sector alone, the current capacity constraints, it is necessary that multiple accreditation agencies be empaneled. So you should set up such multiple agencies for the accreditation system. So a common accreditation framework should be designed through consultative process, including all the relevant stakeholders to facilitate its wider acceptability. Then the curriculum of global quality. That means core determinant of quality is a curriculum which must be regularly revamped and revised to ensure that a teacher education system is aligned to the global standards. Because ideally, given that teacher education requires a good mix of They should teach good, they should be experts, they should advocate for a shift towards integrated development of students. So that should be housed in multidisciplinary colleges and universities. For example, in first phase, these may be initiated in select central and state universities. Moreover, there is a potential to outsource the Indian teachers also. This could also potentially serve as an avenue for India to outsource its surplus high quality teachers to over 70 countries that face a teacher shortage. Then administrative will and execution is important, because finally reforms must be driven by administrative will and executed through well-established governance mechanisms, and clearly establishing ownership and accountability for set work streams across the multiple agencies. So its vision to restore integrity and credibility to the teacher education system, it needs to be translated into effective action. So to conclude this, okay, there's a question for you. The quality of education in India is directly proportional to the quality of teaching. You need to comment. So here you can give the stats that I discussed about these institutes, TIEs, what they are doing. We need a accreditation system. So like that you can frame an answer. But to conclude, what you can say that India is estimated to have largest workforce within the next decade. So this means that a population bulge is on the cusp of entering the higher education system now. So the pressing need of the hour is to focus on providing the best quality teacher education to those who aspire to build the future of this country. Moreover, if you have infrastructure problem, right now digital education is also growing. Government can make a plan to involve the digital education into the curriculum, that the students who cannot manage or from the rural background, they cannot come to the big cities and big universities, you can manage something digital for them. Right? So these things can be added in the way forward, and you can just practice this question also. So this is all about today's lecture. If you have any queries, you can contact me on social media, and the PDF is already uploaded on my Telegram channel, that is t.me Veronica_Om, or you can just search Veronica StudyIQ. Thank you. So this is the channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for UPSC or any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are available. If you're preparing for UPSC CSE 2020, our pen drive course is available, where you can find 100% coverage of UPSC vast syllabus. Daily current affair updates will be available. Self-paced learning process is provided. This course has been prepared by top faculties of StudyIQ, and now you can purchase this course at Rs 625 per month only. For additional information, you can visit our site, and there are the phone numbers also given. You can call them and gain the additional information. You can connect with me for my video updates on Instagram and Facebook, because I feel together we can make a huge difference. For queries, you can even email me. Thank you so much.